Welcome back.
Yeah.
Are you ready to quiz me?
Yeah. You ready for a pop quiz?
Yeah, hit me with it.
All right. Let me get
Can't even
this
spell.
pin down.
Pop quiz.
Oh, quiz. All right. Get my red pen out.
Yes,
Yo.
I called it out before you could, Remas.
About as good too. See? I got it under control. Call me. I'm available. We'll do some writing.
Yeah.
All right. So, what illuminating character did Ryan Reynolds play in the 2011 blockbuster movie that was made after a comic of the same name?
Green Lantern?
You got it, Bubba.
Okay, yeah. Also, yes, for chat's answers, there will be a lag, so fine tonight for that and reviews, which is unfortunate, but
All right. Okay. So, Riverdale High's Kevin is the first character in the long history of Archie comic books to be what?
Kevin. I actually don't. I haven't seen Riverdale. I've read the comics though, so I should remember Kevin.
I'm talking
Who was
about the comic
Kevin?
book.
Was he? Not looking at chat. They will not be able to even with the delay. They will not be able to distract me here. Is he?
They've already got it, so
I want to say gay.
that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking about the comic books. Kevin is the first character in the long history of Archie to be gay. Okay. Next question. So you've already met your first two questions. You've met your average.
Coming back from the break with a good batting average.
Right, but that was right. That was the correct answer.
I don't remember Kevin at all, but
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
we're 20. Man, I am so sorry, chat. I don't know why it's doing that. The whole point of going to Twitch was so that wasn't supposed to happen. I didn't say it was good, Dark.
All right. Prince Orin was abandoned as an infant for having blonde hair that literally put the curse of Kordax upon his head. What superhero did the young man grow up to be?
Orin. Adam Warlock.
No. It's Aquaman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Okay. It sold for $1.5 million, making it the world's most expensive comic book. I'll give you a hint. It was written by Jerry Siegel and illustrated by Joe Shuster.
I have no idea. So I'm going to guess. Say that it.
Yeah.
The first issue, second run of Superman. Golden Age Superman.
You are on the right path because it's DC Action Comics #1 from June 1938, which is the very first appearance of Superman.
Okay.
Yeah. I see this on. No, Dark, really? 1.5 million. No. All right. We're going to the question number 5.
Yes, there was a Windows notification, Reboss.
All right,
Reboss is just going to call me out for everything tonight, which is fine. It's very funny.
Yes, perfect. All right. 5th question. What is the attractive alter ego of Eric Lensher?
Oh, Eric Lyncher was Nightcrawler. No, no. Yes. Eric Lyncher is not Nightcrawler. It's Magneto.
It is Magneto.
Yeah. I knew when I said it, I was like, that's not correct. Backtrack.
All right. You got it. All right.
Yeah, because Nightcrawler's German. Okay. Come on, Trey. Oh, it's Magneto. Retake.
Yes. It's Magneto.
Thank you for the retake. I will.
Don't do that. Excellent. All right. So which superhero comic featured an inaugural appearance by President Obama?
Oh, it was such a big thing when it happened too. How can I not remember now? He also showed up in like the new Death Note thing, but I know that's not what you're talking about. It was.
Yeah, that's awful.
Old Man Logan.
It was Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Man. That's the only comic it would be.
Why are you still getting lag? It's green. I have 4 bars.
I don't know. Maybe somebody cut down the pine tree that your internet wire was run through or something.
Right.
I don't know. Okay. Next question. What movie star's comic book collection was sold at an auction for $1.68 million?
Hurry up, Rundgren!
To help alleviate his financial woes.
Brendan Fraser.
That's a pretty good guess there. No, that happened to Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Yeah. And that did just a little side note, that figure doesn't even include his extremely valuable copy of DC Action Comics #1, which was stolen in 2000, but was recovered in 2011.
Oh, okay. Yeah, someone will be mad if she finds out that I didn't get
this. Right, yes. All right.
Thank you, Reba. Thank you for assuming that I had some really cool comics that were sold to fix my gotcha habits.
Right. Well, that's one. All right. So, Stanley Martin Lieber is better known to comic book fans as
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Right. You have doubled your normal average.
Yeah.
All right.
Still not a very good.
So, yes. So, what day of the year is Superman's birthday?
Superman's birthday is Christmas Day.
Boy, no.
Yeah, how's it feel on the bottom, Dart? How's it feel down there at the bottom of the ladder? Huh?
Anyway, it's February 29th.
I felt like they would have just done something like that, you know?
February 29th, Superman's birthday.
4 soups.
All right.
7.
We give you just get this one right. You've
right, actually. Funny with the delay, you actually were.
Yeah, it is late day.
I do think he was adopted on Christmas in some of the.
Yeah, I think that's when it went through, whatever, right?
Hmm.
Anyway. So look, You could have a balanced day. You could have got half of this. You just need to get.
I don't. What's his name does that made the movies?
Yeah.
Zack Snyder. He thinks he's
Okay, look. All I need you to do is answer this question. You're gonna have you'll be at half, 50%. Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna give it to you. Who were Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson?
This is a trick question. Bruce Wayne is Batman, except for when he's not Batman, because Dick Grayson can be Batman or Nightwing or Robin. This is a trick question.
No.
Batman and
No,
Robin.
okay, thank you. Yes. Batman and Robin.
Technically, Dick has also been Batman.
Yes, that's true. So a couple other people.
Yeah.
But
including his dad. That's a weird run of
that's
comics.
But yes. So that's 50. You did pretty good today. Not bad, sir. Not bad.
Thank you.
Got half of them right. Put my red pen away for a massacre for another day. All right.
Feels good to beat Dark too. That's a good feeling. I'm gonna lord this over Dark Friday. It's gonna be great.
For like 1 week.
Yeah. And then it'll go back to me getting crushed into the dirt every time. But
Right. Yeah.
12 victories.
Take what you can.
For what it's worth, they do a good job. Not saying they should be fighting, but they do a good job.
Yeah. I don't know that as far as Batman goes in the comics, I like the Batman like when he's the Dark Knight. There's no Robin.
Yeah.
He's a psychopath in a bat suit.
Yeah.
Beats up criminals. Yeah.
Agree?
I have no idea.
I think so, yeah. That's a very good point, Remus. I've only done better at the most nerdy quiz that Rugger has given me.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. That like get kind of like the Punisher with but does not use weapons. That's where I like the Batman comics to be.
I like Batman when he's a huge weeb, and every issue is him like standing in his garden doing Tai Chi.
Yes, but I have a feeling that if you ever got the chance to write Batman, it would just be a self-insert.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
There's a really good Batman v Silver Samurai comic that is really, really good, which is like a crossover comic that was done. Silver Samurai is Marvel, you know.
Yeah.
It was really good, and it all happened because the guy, I think it was Tite Kubo, but it might have been no, it was Miura, Kentaro Miura, the author of Berserk, did a drawing of Batman as a samurai, and that led to that crossover.
Yeah. It does some weird. It does some like timepieces with Batman. There's like a Victorian era, and like one, Okay, whatever. Comic books are weird.
Let's move to weeks. I'm going to ignore what Dark's saying so we don't get demonetized. We might just get demonetized just for it being on the screen. So how's your week been, sir? Or your weeks, I guess.
Right. They've been pretty good. I actually got some work done on music, so I got some like 5-6 songs.
Ooh.
5 songs. I think I'm not going to touch anymore. I got the 6 song.
Hurry up, Rundgren. Bill says, "Hurry up." He wants to hear the music.
I think he just wants to call me out.
Probably.
I don't think he cares about the music.
He's just trying to catch up for all the days you weren't here.
Yeah. Can't be here for 30 minutes and not
Faith cares.
Appreciate it. I went back to the movie theater and saw my sister went with me and saw Godzilla -1 minus color,
Nice.
which is still really cool. My sister is not a Godzilla fan. She is not a subtitle foreign movie fan.
I got you.
She is not a black and white. Oh, thank you very much. She is not a black and white movie fan. At the end of it, she was like, "That was awesome. I'm glad I didn't see it in color first. I'm glad I got to see it in the theater through that. It's such a good, it. I don't want to build it up too much, right? You know, because it's kind of it's a Godzilla movie. It's a simple movie.
Yeah.
It's done really well, and the color grading they did. It's not, it's not just a black and white filter thrown on it. The director went back through and he color graded it. So hue graded it or whatever.
Yeah.
With the black and white to make stuff kind of work like the old film did.
Yeah.
It's like when you see it in black and white, it fits. It works 100% in black and white. And it's obviously, thanks, Will. It's obviously like this dude cares about the history of filmmaking in his country. He knows how big this was for Japan at the time it was made, what it meant for the people, and it's just. But with all that being said, you can kind of take Godzilla out of it, replace Godzilla with a mech, an enemy army, some kind of natural disaster, something else like that. Place that story with the exact same dialogue in any country around the world with any color people you decide to put in there, and it's still gonna come. The acting's done. If the acting's done well, still gonna come across as a great film.
Yeah,
good movie through that, and every little character in there it's very well done, very well directed. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, I know how hard it is to get to the movie theater, and there's almost like no point anymore.
Yeah.
But this would be great to see, even if you wait for it to get home, so you can watch it at home.
I need to get
and that pretty much covers it, because I was given my love helped me. She gave me the space and room and the stuff to kind of bury myself for these 2 weeks and get stuff finished and get stuff written and done. So it was nice. I'm gonna keep working on it a little bit through that, because I need more songs. I gotta hit like 50 minutes, and right now I'm only like at 25.
Yeah,
so I'm halfway there. I got half an album done.
I believe in you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Dang good stuff. So I didn't hear the other half of it.
On that note, how's your week been, sir?
My week's been pretty good, and I'm not going to let him get away from this. If you want to be able to support Rongren so that he can continue to make this music, go check out his YouTube channel. We linked it earlier. We'll link it again right now. It's in the description as well, because he made our outro. You can check that out, support him over there, and that'll help him to be able to continue making awesome music. So
appreciate it.
For my week, it's been busy as always. I've barely been home, it feels like, but I did get to play some cool games and got to do some other cool stuff a little bit. We've been playing Lotro on Mondays, and I've been leveling up my crafting, trying to clear all the Rohan quests, working my way through there. I really love all of the side stuff in Rohan. It's great. The character stories are really good. I found a lost horse and then had to find its rider, and it was just a really sweet story. Because I really expected the rider was just going to be dead when I got there, and he wasn't. It was okay. They got to be reunited.
That one's like things like that. That's a little nod to, like, if you read the books, or if the movies. I think that was they had Theoden narrate Where's the Horse and Rider.
Yeah,
I don't think they did the whole thing for the movies,
right.
But still, that's a nice little. I see what you're doing with the title of this quest.
Yeah. And then I've been working my way through 14, trying to get my stuff leveled for the new expansion that's right around the corner. I've been leveling up my island sanctuary so I can get the cool amounts from there. And it's good to get back. 86 for reviews. Roger that. It's just good to get back into 14 again. That's a fun game.
Well,
And then I've been playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Very good.
yes, I'm finally glad you're doing that, so you can shut up about going to do that. Start talking about actually doing that.
It's funny in a lot of ways because I feel like I've talked about this game a lot, but I haven't like covered it on a podcast at all. You know, because it came out in the 2 weeks, and so like I like this game a lot. There was no way I wasn't going to unless it just really sucked, right? Because it's another Yakuza game, but it is really weirdly paced. It was like 4 chapters in before you unlock the Sujimon stuff, which is a whole like Pokemon side quest thing that you can do where you gather a team of people that have... Oh, there's an ad. Okay, well, I'm going to take a drink now. Thanks for starting right when I got into it, ad.
Ad. Now, you have some control over there.
Yeah, I could have suspended it, but the countdown was in between right as you were wrapping up your week, and I thought, oh, this will be perfect. And then the ad didn't start at the end of the countdown.
Oh, fair. That starts Thursday.
Thursday we start Seed. That's why we didn't talk about Gundam tonight. Gonna probably mention that. Starting Seed Thursday.
Seed Thursday, yes.
So Sujimon is, hey, there's guys that are down on their luck that need money, and an underground fighting competition where one guy becomes their personal trainer and gathers together like 5 to 6 of them. And until after I took... Really? Man. Which is such a... why even tell me the ad is already going if your ad doesn't stop? Anyway. My current team is a professional dancer, a karate guy,
You have to define professional dancer.
Well, I mean, he stands on the street corner and does this.
Okay.
And people pay him to do it, so you know.
Is this gonna be in Rent?
Nah, not to that level.
Okay, traveling Chippendale show.
Yeah, sorta.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's got all the... Do you remember that terrible movie where Sylvester Stallone teamed up with Dolly Parton and they had a whole romance where he had to pretend to be Southern?
Not until you mention it.
My dancer guy is in that outfit from the end of that movie with the tassels and everything on the sleeves.
I don't. Ugh.
And anyway, I've got a whole team of these guys, and every time I win a Sujimon battle, I forgot my bear guy. Every time I'll get to him. Every time I win a Sujimon battle, they all come running up together. What is that movie called? Rhinestone? Anyway, they all come running up together around Ichiban to take a big picture together. And it's like weirdly sweet, as they're just like a guy that was once a hunter and has now become one with the wild and is wearing a bear head with a crown on top of it, covered in mushrooms, is like leaned over beside Ichiban just going like, ha!
Yeah.
For the picture, you know? It's so dumb and I love it. It's everything I love about Yakuza side content, right? But when I talk about weird pacing, it's not until chapter 5, which is about 8 to 10 hours into the game, that you unlock the job system that you got right off the bat, basically in Like a Dragon 7. So you just go and you keep going through the story until you unlock the job system. You get the delivery minigame, you get the Pokemon minigame, you get the photo op minigame, you get side content, you get the links, you get the Sujimon gotcha, you get all that stuff before you get the job system.
Okay.
It's just such a weird choice.
Well, at least it gives you something to do.
Yeah.
Unlike that one Final Fantasy where you spend 3 days where you even get to go anyway.
Yeah.
Lightning.
Very much so. And the story's still really good. So it's not like, doing the story was a pain or anything. The new characters are really great. I like them a lot so far. There's a really fun little side thing of like a bingo chart almost. Not bingo. I'm so dumb. Of like what's it called? It's like a tack board, and it is called Rhinestone. Okay. And as you get different stuff on there, they put like a sticker almost of like, you got this conversation with your ally. And when you get a line of them, you get a big boost to their bond level.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then the combat is still very much turn-based. You can move now in combat, so you can actually like maneuver, and that lets you set up enemies in between party members, so that when you hit them with one, it hits them into the other party member who attacks them. Kind of like an evidence board, yeah. And all of that is really cool, but then they also give you Kazuma Kiryu, the main character of 6 of the games, 7 technically if you count Gaiden. And unlike everybody else, he doesn't have a full setup of like crazy abilities and stuff he can do in turn-based mode. He just has 3 different stances, and then he just ignores the turns.
Yep.
It's great. It's wonderful. It's absolutely amazing to have Kazuma Kiryu just get 2 turns in a row because he knocks somebody down and he's going to hit them.
Yeah.
No,
that's a good way to win in turn-based.
Right? It's a really good game. I will definitely caution people if you're looking at this and going, man, this is my in to the series. It's really not. You should not start here. The opening cutscenes spoil the entirety of Yakuza 7. At least play that one first, but there's a really powerful character moment that happens in Chapter 4 that you're not going to have the emotional weight for if you have not played the previous game. You need to play from 0 all the way if you want to get into the series. And I know the prospect of playing 9 games to be able to play one game is not super great for people, but I'm a Trails fan. And I played 12 to play 1. So, I mean, not as bad as you might think. And they're not super long normally. And right now, if you're watching this podcast the week of its release, you can get every single Yakuza game on Steam together, except for the newest one, for $45. They're each $7 a piece on Steam.
Right.
Just something to think about. Also in my week, just a couple little quick things. I started watching Warhammer TV. Warhammer TV is animated shows that they are paying people to make after they put their foot down and took off all the free ones, No, do not. You don't have to play Dead Souls. Just avoid Dead Souls. Dead Souls is not in that sale. You do not have to play it. You should not. You should avoid it. You don't play Dead Souls. You're fine. Warhammer TV, I'm really torn on because on the one hand, these are pretty high quality animations. They look good. The sound quality is really nice. The like action is really good. The character writing's really solid. But on the other hand, these exist because they shut down all the free fan projects that were being made. And it's kind of hard to forget that when I'm watching these, It's kind of hard to just like let that go. It's not these creators' fault, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can't make a Power Rangers thing, make your own fan-made Power Rangers thing.
no, that's true.
And call it Power Rangers. You can't do your Kamen Rider. You could do a Kamen Rider, American Kamen Rider.
No,
And put
no.
it up or anything.
You can make fan stuff in Japan and in the Philippines, and they don't shut that stuff down. But if you tried to do it over here, yeah, they probably would.
But I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I mean, I definitely see your point of it. I know. I guess legally they have. I guess legally you can like under parody.
Yeah,
law.
legally you can unless the company sends you a cease and desist. And if they go to sue you, they're going to win. And to Dark's point, that has happened a few times with some Power Rangers people too on YouTube.
Yeah.
There were some fan projects that got taken down big time.
But for something like Warhammer, you're not not doing cartoons. You're not
Yeah.
doing, you know,
Right. There's no reason to shut down the fan stuff.
skits or anything. That's just free advertisement for you. That's no money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's like I said, it's rough because it's good animations. Like it's good stuff. But it's really hard for me to forget what we lost for this to exist, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in a weird spot with it. But
Like, but I guess they probably had the right to do that, and at least there's some stuff coming out for it. Not that I'm probably gonna watch any of it, but
right.
they
Well, and their stance on it was that the fan animated stuff was giving people the wrong idea for the lore because their characters would not have said those things. And it's like, it's fan parody stuff. It's obviously fan parody stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody actually thinks Caldor Drago walks around talking about oranges. You know. Well, there is a little bit because of Slanesh.
Trying to think, it's like, I don't know, it'd be like Xbox shutting down Red Blue or something. It just is weird.
Yeah, it's
in its own way. Like I said, I understand the company's right to do with their IP what they're gonna do, but
still sucks. That's pretty much been my week. There's something I'm forgetting, but you know. Yeah, you probably don't want Slanesh. I do. That's the worst part. I know they were specifically talking about text-to-speech. Text-to-speech was very good. There was no reason for them. I understand why they say our characters wouldn't say that. It's like, well, maybe your characters should be half as interesting as these characters.
Right.
Not out there. Their Magnus made me love Magnus. But it's time. Dust off the axe. Got some reviews.
All right.
Oh, you've been missing them, chat. Take Faith off the board over there. Nobody's got ice cream tonight so far.
Okay.
There's the 86. We're starting with Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
Oh man, did they market the crap out of that
for
like a month, right?
Hmm.
And it got kind of quiet.
This is the story mode game for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Apparently, people really like it. I did see some people that were being incredibly reductive on Twitter. Go figure, right? And they were talking about how the mechs in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Grand Blue Fantasy Relink look better than the Armored Core mechs. It's like, they literally don't. What are you talking about?
I'm saying 88.
Okay. It looks like chat's caught up too, which is nice. Makes me feel good.
All right.
The score is 82.
Okay.
Will and Remus both were one off.
Dang. All right. Turn into a pirate.
This isn't an ARG. This is a video game. So, Hey Poor Player says, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is a triumph and one of the most mechanically deep and rewarding action RPGs in recent memory. It's easy to pick up, yet difficult to master. Combat feels great in motion, and it's all in service of a world and cast of characters that are more than worthy of your time and attention. Between the substantial single-player portion and the incredibly generous multiplayer offering, there's a wealth of content on offer for those wanting to really invest and dig into the game's many progression systems. You ever found yourself wondering what the result would be if Tales of Arise and Monster Hunter had a baby? Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is the answer, and it's glorious. Granted, I haven't played this game. Just from watching footage, it does not look like a Tales game meets Monster Hunter. It looks like Grand Blue, but as an action RPG. But I haven't played it myself. Maybe it plays like Monster Hunter. I don't know.
Maybe so.
However, Cog Connected Says Grand Blue Fantasy Relink does a few things very well. Its art direction and music are gorgeous. The online multiplayer co-op combat gameplay works really well. But as a single-player action JRPG, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is mostly quite generic. It's also the story sequel to a game not released in North America, which really soured my ability to get invested in the story or characters. Action JRPG fans looking for more games in the genre might enjoy Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, but there are too many other better options for non-diehard JRPG fans to recommend the game.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, where's Phil? Yes. I will go with 79.
Okay.
79. 87 face.
It is, yes. But Grand Blue also has a mobile game that he's gotcha, which reminds me, I didn't really talk about the gotcha in health and how that. That's okay. Remind me later, and I'll talk about it during chat.
Okay.
Score is 76%.
Okay.
What do you got? Ice cream this time? I don't know. It seems like it's probably a fun game, but it's really hard to sell me on it when we have things like the new Suikoden remake, basically remaster, like reboot, as it were, the spiritual sequel coming out, and then we also have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right around the corner. Really hard to sell me on an RPG right now because I've got Infinite Wealth, and then there's 2 coming up within the next month that I'm really excited for.
Well, I laughed at the statement that was generic because that was like the first thing that came to mind seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it looked, I mean, it looks pretty. It was colored, very vibrantly.
Yeah.
And all that. But yeah, it didn't look unique so much in any way.
Next up is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Okay, well, look, I'm gonna go 90.
Thank you. I know you did that for me.
Yeah, I did.
While the axe is going, I will very quickly. I realized I can talk about it now. The Sujimon has a gotcha. You get tickets for winning Sujimon battles. Can't pay real money for it. And you can't even pay in-game money for the tickets. You get the tickets from just running around, though you can use in-game money to do a regular spin. But then you roll on the gotcha, and you can get them that way, or you can get them just from fighting battles in the world. Sometimes you beat somebody's head in with a crowbar, and then they'll be like, hey, I want to join your Sujimon team. You're like, all right, man, come on, join the team.
All right.
So, the score is 90. You got it.
Okay. Yeah, give my ice cream.
Yeah.
Give my ice cream. Put my name there. Let the world know that I deserve ice cream.
We'll run, Grant. Hey, chat, when you give a game that I love a good score for nepotism, then you get ice cream. Nepotism at its finest.
All right.
So, a couple reviews for you here. I wasn't trying to push that button.
Calm down.
I just love this game. All right, we have. Here we go. RPG site says, Dart, did you also have an 80? I'm sorry. I saw a 97 from you there. I think you had a 90. I see that 90. I see that. Thank you for the 97, by the way. RPG site says nepotism doesn't help everyone. With a fantastic premise that earns its dual protagonist direction in Ichiban and Kiryu, major combat system refinements, plethora of engaging side activities in its new beautiful Hawaii locale, and developments that enrich the Yakuza era legacy, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, it's one of the best games RGG Studio has.
Okay.
They seem to like it. But RPG Gamer,
hate all the other ones, maybe. I don't know.
maybe, Says the story is over the top bananas in the best way possible, and the twists and turns are definitely gasp worthy. Fresh faces do a great job cementing themselves as new favorites, and the addition of Hawaii makes for a great setting change. While there is some recycling of assets and the collision issues are still present, it doesn't detract from the overall experience. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is addictive, campy, and a game to easily lose oneself in. I did want to mention real quick too, it is very funny being in Hawaii. And like when you're walking around, most of the NPCs are just speaking regular English and not like Japanese person that doesn't speak English trying to speak English. It is either, and both sometimes, an actual English speaking person or a Japanese person that speaks English fluently. And it's really bizarre to hear that in a Yakuza game. It's great. I love it.
All right. Well, I want to say 88.
Okay. What do you think, chat? You think? Trying to shoot high for those ice creams now.
Well, those weren't, neither one of those are bad reviews, so it's likely to be around that for sure.
And that second one was the lowest rating blurb of the entire set. So.
Yeah.
The score is 99%.
Recommend it. Almost 100%, man.
I'm a happy camper. That's all I'm saying. I'm a happy camper.
I recommend it for everybody, except that guy.
Yeah. One person said no.
Yeah, he shouldn't play it. But everybody else I recommend it for. Whatever.
It's pretty good.
I don't believe that score. I'm sure it's good. Sure it's good. I don't believe that score.
Well, it is a series that has become very hyped, right?
Yeah.
Over the years. And it's not alone, because next up we have Persona 3 Reload.
Oh, wow. Okay. Look, I can't.
Very true, Dark.
Yes. Persona 3 Reload, second edition, polish the faces.
Electric Boogaloo.
Rematch. Yes. The digital soundtrack with the digital didgeridoo. Okay. So 82.
Okay. I want to specify here, too, that I've said many times Persona 4 is my favorite. Persona 3 was the first one that I played of the Persona games. It's a very, very good game. I think it often gets forgotten in, like, the Persona 4 and 5 being so good, but this is its second chance, right? So the score is 89.
All right. Fine. 89.
I got a couple blurbs for you.
Oh my gosh.
Digitally downloaded says, while I personally prefer the more textured narrative of Persona 4, the unrelenting focus and intensity of Persona 3 means that it still stands out as one of the greatest and most intelligent video game narratives. The developers haven't done too much to mess with that, the decision to leave out a post-game chapter that was both technically unnecessary but yet well-regarded, notwithstanding, because they did remove things from the original for this game, and has otherwise focused on modernizing both the look and flow of the game to make it the most enjoyable and clean version of Persona 3 yet. Persona has a habit of attracting purists, and I foresee the discourse around this remake being particularly volatile. However, personally, I'll be over there looking forward to this inevitable announcement. Persona 4 will get this treatment too.
Okay.
The gamer, however, says inconsistent graphics and the lack of a female protagonist we had in Portable aside. However, this remains a solid means of enjoying one of the finest RPGs of the past 2 decades. Writing is sharper, combat is more satisfying, and it brings this world to life in ways that just weren't possible several generations ago. Reload might lack its signature rough edge, but those coming around for the first time will find plenty to love. So, I should probably answer that question to also give you like whether this will be recommended well or not. Persona 3 when it came out was for PlayStation 2. Persona 3 FES was the like remaster version for PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. Persona 3 Portable was the PSP version, and they added a female protagonist to it. FES had a post-game chapter that wrapped up some loose ends. There is no version, including Reload, that has all of it. No, it was always a boy until P3 Portable, but P3 Portable has the female protagonist who has brand new story stuff with her, right? Different people she can romance, different stuff there. And FES has the like final chapter epilogue thing. There is no version that has both. People were really hoping this version would have both, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it. Yeah, to sum it up, that's sounds pretty succinct. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm going to stay with my score unless you got something else to spit out about it. I would say 82.
Okay.
Let's have a start Faith.
The score is 99% because it's a Persona game and people aren't going to say no to that for some reason. I love P3. These people in their blurbs talk about all the stuff that's not in there, and then they still give it a 99.
Yeah.
Why even talk about it then?
Hot take, Persona 3 is not a 99.
I think it's a very good game, but the fact that... Yeah, right. The fact that it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't version of when somebody says, hey, should I play Persona 3? And you go, oh, absolutely. Persona 3 is a great game. And they go, okay, which version do I play?
The one that got a 99.
All of them. And again, I love P3. I'm not just trying to bash P3 here, but it's really not fair that it does this. So, while we're still talking about series that get hyped to heck and back, Tekken 8!
I would like Tekken to be good. Fighting games just, there's no appeal to them anymore for me.
And?
But I like Tekken. I really like Tekken 2. That was a big one for me. 84.
Okay. I keep waiting for like an entire paragraph from Dark about P3 Reload because Dark hasn't said anything else, and I'm not sure if there it is. Okay, so
yeah, it deserves it too. Fair
yeah.
enough. Boy,
score is 90.
Wow. Okay.
I understand.
There you go.
I love Persona.
Oh,
go ahead.
I don't know, man. Just the whole fighting game genre. You're not bringing anything new to it, you know. Pretty much. I mean, it's gonna be the same button combos.
Worst part
like
is
that.
it's not the same. I think I showed you the list yesterday of like how deep they've made the combos now.
Yeah, but
it's impossible for anybody to remember off the top of their head, right?
Not much deeper than some of the other ones, because if you remember King, the wrestler that wore the
lion mask or cheetah mask.
Yeah. I think leopard, jaguar,
yeah.
Whatever. He had one series of moves that just won the fight if you combo all of them together.
Better Dark.
Hi, Dark. Be careful. Be good. So I don't know, man. It's just like there's nothing. Tekken's always going to be Tekken.
Yeah.
Street Fighter is going to be Street Fighter. They've done. It seems like they've done everything they can with them. I guess.
Sure. I still love fighting games, but I don't have the time to dedicate to be able to stay good at a fighting game because of all the information you have to learn. You have to learn every matchup. You have to learn every ability from every character. It's a lot of stuff you got to do. Are you ready for the most back of the box art baiting blurb that you've ever heard?
Go for it.
This is from Video Gamer. Tekken 8 is the ultimate Tekken game. A glossy veneer of modernity encases a strong foundation that builds upon its predecessors to great success. In every regard, Tekken 8 matches and surpasses the very best that the series and the fighting game genre as a whole has to offer.
Somebody got a thesaurus for Christmas.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, though, is Stevivor, who says... There you go. Yeah. Who says, Tekken 8 will surely impress fans, but I struggle to connect with it like I have with Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6. There's no denying it's a feast for the senses, and it's full of stuff to do, but if you're like me and haven't found Tekken memorable despite playing it across many years and many platforms, it's unlikely to change here.
Okay.
I will tell you before you give me the recommended score, there are a lot of blurbs that are just like that first one.
I'm still gonna be honest. I think it's probably a B level game. I'm gonna say 85.
Okay.
Because I would feel like that might be a fair score for it. Apparently, it's a magic number, right? Exactly. Just take the safe bet there. That's not a bad one, yeah.
Score is 98%.
Oh,
One off from 99.
yeah, Maddie. All right.
And then finally for tonight, we have one more review. And I'm not going to type out the first part of this name, but I will just instead put Kill the Justice League. But it is Unalive Team Kill the Justice League.
The I quit click is
Yes, Faith. Thank you. So I don't know how much you've heard about this game in the time that you were off, but it has had a lot of coverage, put it that way, for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah. I'm sure there's controversies and all kinds of other stuff. All right, 87.
Okay.
$43. Dang. Wait, no, something I don't.
Will another second here because I know there's a delay. Score is 59.
Well then, that's rocking and rolling.
Yeah. So, I searched through the blurbs here to find one that would give you the most information, and I gotta give it to Push Square.
Okay.
That says, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a complicated game. It's tough not to think about what could have been if Rocksteady opted for another traditional single-player title, especially since the split personalities at this game's heart stop it from reaching the heights of the developer's previous works. That said, despite all of our complaints, we can't deny the game's fun. The story lacks the payoff but remains engaging throughout. The traversal-tinged combat is genuinely fantastic. It's a blast to play with friends. It's one of the best-looking games on PS5. It runs like an absolute dream, and as far as live service games go, it's shaping up to be a meaty and generous offering. There's a bittersweet feeling surrounding Unalive Team, and that sentiment will remain for a lot of players, but it's hard to say that Rocksteady entirely missed the mark with this big gamble.
Dang. Okay.
And then, I'll read two more for you.
Okay, I was just thinking this is exactly what you want from your customers. Them playing the game going, man, what this game could have been.
Yeah. It really is that Fallout 4 moment, right? Of like, man, I love playing this. I wish it wasn't this.
Right. Like, will you finish the stuff that you've implemented?
So I got two more for you.
Okay.
The gamer says, I didn't hate on a live team kill the Justice League, but that's only because it's hard to feel anything too strongly about a game like this. This might be the most rinse and repeat a game of this stature has ever rinsed and repeated. And in fact, it delivers good interpretations, though not Arkham accurate, of established characters is its only saving grace. With each new bundle of content likely to be low on narrative and chock full of the same missions, probably with a new name that play exactly the same way, it feels like Kill the Justice League is only going to get worse from here. And finally, the Review Geek says, Unalive Team has zero redeeming features. It's a game that tries to be edgy and fails. It tries to be fun, but fails. And above all else, it tries to appeal to a wide audience and appeals to nobody. This is a lazy, poorly written mess that deserves to be treated the same way Batman is in this game, like disposable trash that's thrown out after a monologue about how bad it is.
All right. 35?
That's fair. Yeah. They also told everybody they were going to be using assets from Arkham.
Yeah.
They did not. So, should say, Rocksteady made this game. The same people that made the Arkham series. Except it's not the same people. It's the same name. But all those people had been let go. And this is a brand new team. So it doesn't matter what their name is. They're not Rocksteady. 22%.
Oh, 22. Oh. Wow. All right. Well, on that high note, let's
let's move into announcements. All right.
Wow, 22. That's great. Good score.
Okay. So, first announcement is the State of Play reveals from two different State of Plays happened over the last week. The first one was a general State of Play where they announced a bunch of stuff, and the second one was specifically for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I did not watch the Rebirth one. I did watch trailers from the first State of Play, but I didn't watch the whole thing. It was 40 minutes, and I got a message from Dark, who it's sad that she's not here anymore tonight to be able to talk about it, but I got a message from Dark that said, hey, have you seen it yet? And I said, no, I'm at work. And she said, okay, I'm going to give you a play-by-play. And it did not fill me with a great desire to watch the State of Play. So I did go back and watch a few of the trailers, because well, maybe Dark was just over-exaggerating. You know, sometimes when Dark doesn't like something, she gets... No, it was a really boring show. Dark was 100% right. But there were a couple things worth talking about.
All right.
The first one is that we got some more footage of Death Stranding 2. And I will say this. I would have played Death Stranding 2 anyway, because I found Death Stranding 1 to be incredibly compelling, even though it was very boring in a lot of ways. Like, the weird Kojima-ness that was happening was weird enough that I wanted to see what was going to happen next, right? This trailer has a moment where a man with an electric guitar axe that fires like beams of lightning fights a samurai controlled by a baby that has a power phased up sword, katana. And the song that he's playing to fire beams is the song from the first game. I was like, look, Kojima, you didn't have to just make this trailer for me, but thank you. So yeah, I'm playing that game.
Where's Kojima? Well, he's out in his cabin writing next game. Why did he order all these mushrooms? I don't know. Maybe he likes eating them.
Yep.
All he has is a dehydrator. Well, he'll have a good script.
Always does. That's the only thing that made me go like, oh, come on, is the title of the game is now called Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
Okay.
Why? He also announced he's making a new game called Fizzent. I wish I could tell you what it was. He talked for 2 minutes, and the only thing that I really got was that it's going to be an espionage game, an action espionage game. So it's going to be Metal Gear.
Yeah.
We got some new gameplay from Rise of the Ronin, and it looks a lot like Ghost of Tsushima. That doesn't really surprise me, you know?
Yeah.
And then Dark was really excited for it, so I'll go ahead and mention it. I'm nowhere near as excited for this game as Dark is, but Stellar Blade that we saw a couple years ago got a new trailer, and it looks really good. They showed like 6 minutes of gameplay, and it was, or not all just gameplay. Most of it was like CG, but some was. It looked good, you know.
Good.
The new Dragon Dogma 2 trailer was here, and Dragon's Dogma 2, it was a gameplay trailer. They talked about how there is no fast travel because they want you to fully explore the world and feel the fantasy world. That was a thing in the first game where there was very limited fast travel. I'm not against that. If you tell me ahead of time before going in, and I know before I make a purchase that there is no fast travel, I'm not going to be upset. But there will definitely be some people that will be upset. Then Sonic Cross Shadow Generations was announced, which is an enhanced remaster of Sonic Generations with new content including Shadow. I'm not going to do that, Remas. It's not a good title because of that, but I'm still stoked for it. I really like Sonic Generations. It's one of the better Sonic games. It's the one that gives you the 2D and the 3D Sonic levels mixed in together.
Yeah.
And I really like Shadow as a character, so I'm excited for this. They dropped a little like mini free-to-play Silent Hill spinoff called Silent Hill: The Short Message. People have played it. There were reviews for it, but there weren't a lot of them. It doesn't seem like it's very good. So, you know. And then there's some other stuff that's kind of cool. I'll quick hit these, you know. All of them now, but they didn't all back then. Sonic Generations came out in 2011. Steady march of time never ends. So, Judas, which is made by Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock.
Okay.
It just looks like BioShock. He told everybody when he was making his new game that he was going to make something very different. It just looks like BioShock. Look, the man made something great the first time. I don't blame him for still trying to do it again.
Yeah.
But Dave the Diver is getting a crossover DLC with Godzilla.
Okay.
Why not? Zenless Zone Zero was announced. This is the new MiHoYo game. That's the people who make Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail. So it'll be gotcha.
So what'd you call me?
Zenless Zone Zero. It's a bad name. It's a bad name.
Okay.
And then the last big one I wanted to touch on was right. Metro Awakening. It is a VR title. Unfortunately, Dark was really excited that it was a new Metro title, and it's a VR title for PSVR 2.
Yeah.
I didn't personally care all that much about it, but because it hurt Dark down to her soul, I had to mention it.
Fair
You
enough.
know.
Fair enough. Well, that counts you out for the VR too, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to get a PSVR 2. It doesn't help me any.
Yeah.
No depth perception in this eye, Sony. What are you going to do? Why would I buy your thing when it doesn't work for me? I own a PSVR 1 thinking it would make a difference. And I did a whole stream with it where it's like, yeah, I can kind of see what's going on here, but it hurts my stomach because it doesn't look right. So if you have an eye condition, don't buy a PSVR. A waste of money for you, and it will just upset your stomach. PSVR 3, there you go. Hopefully it is. I hope it is. And then we have. I guess I should mention real quick while we're talking about state of play stuff. I didn't watch the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth one because again, I don't want to see any more. I'm going to play the game. I know I'm going to play the game. I don't want to see any more new stuff or how they've changed stuff. I want to see it natively. But they announced a demo, which is available right now. The demo is not the start of Rebirth, but they've included something really cool. The demo is a section partway into Rebirth, and if you transfer over your save from the demo, when you get to that part in Rebirth, you can skip it.
Oh, okay.
Because you've already done it. So that's cool. I like that. And I'll be playing that demo. I'll probably record a video of me playing through the demo because I love Final Fantasy VII. Let's talk about the Game Pass. And we can probably go ahead and cover Humble too. To remake but different. No! Game Pass and Humble games for the month. We normally cover them together. So, Game Pass games. This is a weird set of Game Pass games. A Little to the Left, which is a, in their own words, cozy puzzle game.
Okay.
With over 100 levels. That's coming February 15th. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, is coming on Valentine's Day, which is, sure, that's a good game.
Good call.
It's been on Game Pass before, so they're bringing it back, right? Plate Up is coming to Game Pass. This is kind of like an Overcooked, and it's also coming on Valentine's Day. Resident Evil 3, Earth 1. Resident Evil 3 Remake is coming out on February 13th to Game Pass. I'm kind of excited for that because I did not buy RE3 Remake because it's not... They cut out a bunch of content from RE3. If I want to play RE3, I'll just go back and play RE3. So this gives me a chance to actually play the remake for one. I liked RE2 Remake a lot because they didn't cut a bunch of stuff out. Then we have Return to Grace, which is coming February 20th. This is a space archaeology game.
Okay.
Train Sim World 4. Excited about that.
Yeah.
Is coming. It doesn't say what day. Where coming? There it is.
It's coming.
February 7th. And then finally Madden 24 and February 8th. And there's only two games leaving.
Okay.
Galactic Civilizations 3. All nothing. A bunch of nonsense on there for sure. And Opus Echo of Star Song.
Okay. Can't play those no more.
Right. There's some good gems in Game Pass for sure. There's some things that are definitely worth checking out if you have Game Pass. I can't think of anything that's necessarily like you should get Game Pass just to play this. You know.
If you want, when they move Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 14 over to Xbox, which is coming,
then you're gonna have to have
it. Game Pass, and I don't know if that was any news.
It is, but you couldn't have known because I had it in the redacted. So we'll get to that. But yes, it's
crap. But yeah,
it's gonna be a really dumb thing to do to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a game,
and
we'll talk about that in a minute too, Remus. But if there's a game that's coming out, that's coming day one to Game Pass, and you want to try it, and you're not sure if you're going to like it or not, Game Pass is a much cheaper way to try it out.
True.
So, Humble Choice games for the month, I think we actually have some pretty good games in here, right?
Okay.
Life is Strange True Colors, not a game that necessarily I'm super stoked for. I fell out of love with Life is Strange. I really liked the first one, and everything after that just soured me on it. But I'm hoping, might try this for myself, might not, might just wind up giving the code away. But I do think this is one of the ones that you can play without having to have you play. Not positive on that, though. I hope it is. Then we have Scorn, which is a indie adventure game about going through a world, first-person horror adventure game, as it were. A world that is very disgusting. I was so excited for this game when it was originally announced. And over time, as it got hyped up and hyped up and hyped up and hyped up, we all basically had an idea what the game was, and that's not what the game is.
Okay.
And so I didn't buy it when it came out, but I'll play it if I get a key. You know, I like the idea behind the game.
Right.
Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed?
Ah.
Yeah, it did. It took a very long time. Which is just, Destroy All Humans games are great. Reprobed is the remastered version, so you're not just getting the original, you're getting all the extra stuff they put in there, all the updated graphics.
Right.
Beacon Pines, which is an indie adventure game where you go through a storybook. It looks really cool. There Is No Light Enhanced Edition, which is a indie RPG with what seems to be almost Souls-inspired bosses, right? Like giant bosses that you have to roll away from and stuff. The art looks pretty great. Children of Silent Town, which is really interesting. It almost looks like a point-and-click adventure. And the art is all very... It's like a combination of the Don't Starve art with like full-size bodies and stuff.
Okay.
It looks very, very cool. And then we have two more. Oaken, which is a RPG strategy game. Looks to use kind of like Heroes of Might and Magic style spells, you know?
Gotcha.
And then Snowtopia, which is a ski resort builder.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh my gosh.
You want to build a ski resort? Because there you go. Maybe Ski Free will come out and try to eat you. And then finally, we have one guaranteed announcement and some possible other announcements that have been rumored. We'll talk more about the rumors in a little bit, but Starfield is coming to PlayStation.
It can suck on Sony too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is an Xbox IP that is being released on... Now that Xbox owns them, this is an Xbox IP that's being released on PlayStation, and it's probably not the only one. There are a lot of rumors that Gears of War and Halo are also coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to fulfill their requirement now.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. A lot of people are excited for this. I don't understand why. I mean, I guess if you really just wanted to play the game and you only have a PlayStation, but it's not like the PS5 is stronger than the Series X. It's not going to be able to give you better performance or anything. Yeah. If you only have a PlayStation, I can understand being excited for this if you wanted that game. But people that already had access to it on PC, this is not going to make the game better.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anybody on the PlayStation side is, demanding to play Starfield.
Right. It has been... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, some of the, like Halo, okay, maybe.
Hmm.
Gears of War, I can kind of see that. Because Gears of War kind of feels like a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
I guess in a weird way. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like much of announcements.
There are a lot of Xbox fanboys that are furious that Starfield is coming to PlayStation. It is hilarious to go through threads on Reddit or Twitter and see people just being like, this is the end of gaming. Gaming is over. Oh my God. No, it's just one game getting released on a PlayStation, man. Relax. What's wrong with you?
Gaming was over when the three big studios bought all the other independent studios.
Ain't that the truth? Well, don't forget Embracer Group. They're in there too, killing all those studios.
Yeah. Thinning the herd.
Yeah. So, let's get into news.
Okay.
And we've got kind of big ones. The first one is that the layoffs continue. And it's like a lot. So last year, we talked about how 10,000 people in game development got laid off, right?
Yeah.
It is the end of January. 5,900 people in the game industry have been laid off already. We're already almost to half of last year's entire number in the first month of this year.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. So, I wanted to highlight some of the big ones. Obviously, everybody's job matters. Anybody that gets their job cut out just because industry is faltering, it's not cool. I wish it wasn't the case, especially because a lot of the companies that are doing the layoffs are reporting huge profits and, making all these terrible decisions and then just laying everybody off. Yeah, unfortunately, that's another part of it, Remas. Unity laid off 1,800 people on January 8th, which doesn't surprise me after what they pulled last year.
Right, which is Unity's fault.
Yes, 100%. Not the employees.
Right.
On the 9th, Twitch laid off 500 people. Very true. We'll blame this on the misfortune. Twitch laid off 500 people. January 9th. Discord laid off 170 people. On the 11th.
Yeah, it was weird. The whole inadvertently, I think the Wizard of the Coast thing hurt them a little bit too.
Yeah, I think so as well. Metaverse World, which is not Facebook Metaverse, but is one of the companies they're partnered with, laid off 70 people. Riot laid off 530 on the 22nd. And these were people that specifically they said were behind League of Legends and Valorant. Valorant? So, not their new studio that's working on the single player games or anything.
Right.
The people that are making the things that have been making them money for a long time. Really weird. People Can Fly laid off 30 people, which may not sound like a huge number, but that's like a good chunk of their staff.
Yeah.
Their staff was not a huge amount of people to begin with. And then Microsoft laid off 1,900 people on the 24th. Now you could say, well, these people weren't all in gaming, but the places they laid them off from were from Xbox, Activision, Blizzard, and ZeniMax. Can you imagine? You're working at Blizzard. You've stuck around, right?
Yeah.
You get picked up by Microsoft, and you're excited because things are finally going to change. And then you get the email that says, hey, pack up your stuff, buddy. You're done.
Well, a lot of people walked on Blizzard.
Yeah.
After things came out, their stock started plummeting. Went and did their own things or teamed up and, whatever they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for the people that did try to hold on, it was like, hey, we've done some great stuff at the studio. We should be able to rebound.
Yeah.
Just told to go home.
Well, and what's really bad about it is that was on the 25th when they let all those people go, right? On the 24th, they announced that Microsoft had become a company that was worth $3 trillion. One of the few companies, the third company in history to be worth more than $3 trillion. And they laid off 1,900 people the next day.
Yeah. Lovely.
We're not done yet either, though, because Eidos Montreal laid off 97 people. Just Embracer owns them, by the way. Just reminder that Embracer's still ruining people's lives. Sega of America laid off 61 people on the 31st. They specifically, their layoffs were from the WARN Act that was filed in California. The Allied Employees Guild Improving Sega confirmed that those people had to be laid off because they weren't following the rules. Now, does that mean the people weren't following the rules, or their employment was not following the rules? I can't say.
No, they don't. They do not like sharing at all.
And there will, I'm sure, be many, many more, unfortunately, because the games industry is flopping around like a fish right now, out of water, trying to figure out how to get back in the pool. And it's not the way they're doing it. It's not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on games that are a live service game or that try to sell you ads in the middle of opening the map. That's not how you're getting back. But we can move on from the layoffs to how they're trying to get back. Unfortunately, the rest of this is about Microsoft. So if you're somebody that likes Microsoft a lot, I'm sorry to tell you that none of this that we're about to talk about is good news. But for all the people who think we only ever hate Sony and that we love Microsoft, this next section's for you, I guess. Microsoft has been working out a deal to bring Final Fantasy XIV to Xbox.
Yeah.
And it's not good. The deal that they worked out is not good. If you want to play Final Fantasy XIV on Xbox, you don't just need a subscription to Final Fantasy XIV, you also need a subscription to Game Pass. Now, if you're just playing the free trial, you don't have to get Game Pass. So you can play all the way up to level 60, soon to be level 70, get through all that content, and be really good and deep invested into your character that you made on that console before you ever have to pay a dime.
Well, still, but then you're repaying, $14.99 a month
for the sub
for Final Fantasy, and you don't have to have Ultimate.
No, you just need the basic one.
Which is, I can't remember how much that one is.
I think it's $12.99.
Okay. Still, shoot. Man, I'm not paying $30 a month to play.
No. And the kicker is on PlayStation, you don't need PS Plus to be able to play Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah. You just need your sub for 14. Which means it's possible to sign that deal where that's not required.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's Final Fantasy and Sony are kind of hand in hand.
For sure.
It got away from Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Sony went, I was like, no, we're going to put games on CDs.
Right.
And Square Enix went, hey, that's a lot more room for a lot bigger game.
Yeah.
And so they went with that.
It really feels to me like this is like when they said, hey, the only way to play online is to pay for Xbox Live.
Yeah.
When it wasn't that way at the start. It feels like this is, hey, we can make some more money back if we also make them have to pay for Game Pass. Oh. And that sucks. I don't like that at all.
No.
And other people have pointed out, hey, you know what games don't have to do that are on the same console? Fortnite. So why is it that Fortnite can do it and 14 can't?
Neverwinter?
That Neverwinter? You go down the list, right? ESO?
Yeah. Yeah. 76. I guess we're going to throw those out there. Good night, Faith.
Bye, Faith. And the reason this is happening is probably because of the exemption that was added from Microsoft back in 2021, where free-to-play games don't require Game Pass, but online games do.
Okay.
They could just as easily have said, hey, we're going to waive that for this one, but why would they when they can get money? That's very correct, Remus. That's a very correct.
Yeah, I'm going to argue that.
So this is just a bad situation. If you're somebody that can play it on PC instead, you should play it on PC instead.
Right.
You can get it running really well on a Steam Deck. Honestly, you really can. You're going to want an SD card in there because big. So is Lotro. But
yeah,
you can get both running pretty well on a Steam Deck. Our final piece of news then, because there's not, unless you had anything else to say on that, there's not really much more to say, is about the Xbox rumors and about what they've been closing in the background. There is a lot of doom and gloom about this, and I want to say to start all this off that we don't know anything concrete yet. So I think doom and glooming it is a step too far. I think people are jumping the gun, you know? But Phil Spencer put out a tweet. It's not called a tweet. He put out an X called, we're listening and we hear you. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. Stay tuned. Now, in the background of that, Hi-Fi Rush, a game paid for by Xbox, made by ZeniMax, was released on Switch. Starfield is coming to PlayStation, and there have been talks from Xbox lower ladder people about how the physical media distribution center in Xbox has been shut down.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer has come out and said that Game Pass is still not making money, which doesn't surprise me. I don't understand how it could make money with its current form, right? This feels like, for a lot of people, based on all the reading that I've done of people's reactions, that Xbox is about to come out and say, hey, we're not doing physical game cases anymore. Everything's going to be digital. Everything's going on Game Pass.
Yeah.
If that happens, that's going to suck for people that don't have internet connections that are reliable. That's going to suck for people that are deployed. That's going to suck for people that play on oil rigs.
Well, when they put out the 360, they wanted that like always online.
Xbox One, but yeah.
You know, they want it always online. You're going to have to, maybe it was one. I think it was one. You couldn't play if it wasn't online, which got people throwing a fit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they don't want to do it.
Right. I'm sure it's something they've wanted to do for a while anyway, and they would save a lot of money not having to print things. And, you know, despite the fact that they're the third company in the world to hit over $3 trillion, you know, they're going to try and save that money wherever they can, because the Xbox division of the company, it's not making as much money as they want it to make, which is all of the money. And they are struggling in some ways, right? You can't just have Game Pass be a net loss every year and expect a company to keep funding that.
That's true.
So I don't like any of this, but I understand why a company would be doing any of it. I mentioned there was a lot of doom and gloom, right? There are a lot of people that are panicking, and I wanted to bring up some of the things that people are really afraid of, because I don't see those things happening, but some people saying that they think Xbox is going to shut down and just become a publisher, and that all the games will go on PlayStation and Switch. I don't see that happening. I think that's a step too far, right? Some people saying that they think Microsoft is going to sell all the companies that they bought to Sony or to Nintendo. I don't see that happening either. I think that's still going a little bit too far, you know? The last one that really stood out to me when I saw it was people saying, man, Microsoft is going to shut down as a company.
No.
Why would they do that even if Xbox did fail? What are you talking about?
No, they want you to buy their machine. If you want to play the games that these studios put out, you're going to have to buy their machine and buy their plan.
Yeah.
You know, and hook up to their server.
I think this is 100% going to make... There's going to be a price increase, right? Like, things are going to get more expensive. I don't think it's that they're going to suddenly shutter things and go, no, we're done, we'll hand it over to them. I think things are just going to get more expensive instead.
Well, prices don't go down unless it's going to shut down, so...
Yeah. So we'll see next week when they have their business event and they say what they're going to say. But all the people that are like, oh, Xbox is done for good, I think instead we're going to be looking at Xbox games go up to $80, or Game Pass is now $25 for its base deal, and you need it to play online at all, which you already do. So that's my expectation from this.
Yeah.
It could be really cool if they start instead just going, hey, look, we want to make some more money on this. Sony, you can pay us to put your games on Game Pass. Nintendo, you can pay us to put your games on Game Pass.
Yeah.
That would be cool, but I don't think that's how this is going to
go. Yeah, no.
But yeah, just if you're somebody that's partaking in the fear-mongering, take a second, breathe. We don't know anything resolute the way that you think that we do. Just relax. Wait and see how it goes.
We'll come back next Tuesday and you'll be like, all right, Microsoft is shuttering Xbox there.
Who could have guessed? All right. Well, let's throw it over to your corner then, sir.
All right. And notes up here. This is a very musical day because, we start this off with a happy birthday. And I've actually got 4 today. Usually I have just 1. But today is Bob Marley, Natalie Cole, Axl Rose, and Rick Astley.
Ow!
All his birthday. Yeah, very musical day.
Happy birthday.
I was born on the wrong day. I'm sure, the ones on this list that aren't passed away are probably busy at the moment. But
yeah.
Self-destructed 3 hours. I better unplug it then. I'm sure they'll catch up. So when they happy birthday. All right, news story. I want to bring something very serious. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of crazy things going on, and people. So, a lot of tensions rising between different nationalities around the world. There is wars going on. There's wars and rumors of wars. But in India, the Indian police cleared a suspected Chinese spy after 8 months of detention last Tuesday. And this is reported by the Press Trust of India.
Okay.
The spy was captured in May near a point in Mumbai where he had 2 rings tied to his legs. And the writing on the rings looked like Chinese. And the police in India thought he was involved in espionage, took him in, and later sent him to Mumbai to the Bhai Sakarbai Dinshapati. Bless you, sir.
Thank you. I had time to sneeze.
This is not the first time, obviously, India's arrested spies. In 2020, there was one that there was a spy that came across the heavy militarized border between the nations. That turned out to be an accident. It was a spy.
Okay.
But these nations are neighbors, and they both have nuclear missiles pointed at each other. Now there was a spy caught in 2016, and it was taken into custody, and it was found with a note. He was found with a note that threatened the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi.
Oh,
So that was very serious. So I mean, there is legitimate threats they were worried about.
right.
So this was kind of what the problem is, though. Like the next layer on this is the spy they released. This last one, they thought was a Chinese spy. It was actually he was actually from Taiwan.
Oh,
So it was a big mess up, and they went through a bunch of stuff and finally released it. By the way, all these spies are pigeons. Okay. So the one that they captured, Mumbai's Bhai Sakarbai Dinshapati is a hospital for animals.
okay.
Yeah. So the pigeon was captured at a port in Mumbai with 2 rings tied to its legs.
Yeah.
Chinese. Yeah.
That part makes way more sense now.
Yeah. It turns out that was an open water racing pigeon from Taiwan that has escaped and made its way to India. And it was, after the 8 months, with police permission, released to the Bombay Society of the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals and the doctor set it free on Tuesday.
Nice.
Yeah. So in 2020, in Kashmir, which is Indian controlled, it's a kind of contested piece of land. Police there, released a pigeon. The pigeon had belonged to a Pakistani farmer. Excuse me, Pakistani fisherman.
Okay.
That had flown across the militarized border and went through that was a lengthy probe into the origins of that bird. Yes. Well, birds aren't real, so and yes, it was a pigeon that was taken into custody after it was found with a note in 2016 that threatened the Indian Prime Minister.
Wow.
So I don't know if this is part of the animal uprising that I've been reporting on for years now, or not. But I find it very strange, and I will definitely have to keep a closer eye on the pigeons.
Yeah, they're plotting stuff and sending the pigeons to relay the messages.
Well, that was the very scary thing. There was eyewitnesses who said they saw a group together calling for a coup. So that kind of that's very dangerous. Very dangerous speech.
Incite the public.
They are. The animals are now. Yes, they have sabotaged many things. Were reported on some animals that seem to have a very personal vendetta against certain individuals. An elephant killed a lady last year and then came to her funeral and stomped her out of her casket. I don't know what.
Goodness.
But the elephant was mad.
They say they never forget, so.
Right. But that's the story I had, so beware the pigeon.
All right. And then for your assignment, you're still playing the Forgotten City, right?
Yeah, we're going to go to the Forgotten City tomorrow.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it in a cool week, so.
Well, then let's do the outro and get some plugs in here then. You got anything to plug, good sir?
No, I've been very lazy. I've said everything I did in my weeks. I've played music and watched Godzilla.
Yeah. I understand.
Magnificent.
Well, I don't have any plugs either, just because a lot of the stuff I've been watching lately, I haven't really been watching. I've been listening to while doing other things. And a lot of it's just been like drama content. That, I don't really want to plug a bunch of that stuff. But for the week coming up, tomorrow, Rungan will be playing The Forgotten City. Thursday, we will be talking the Ouroboros cycle for SD01s. Friday, we'll be covering some more SD Gundam Battle Alliance. I keep trying to call it Battle Assault with Dark. Next Monday, we'll be back with Immo Mondays, and next Tuesday, we'll have another exciting episode of the podcast. We'll have news, reviews, and all that fun stuff.
Xbox is shut down.
Right, yeah. We'll give you the sad news. I'll come with sackcloth and ashes. Plug Char, yeah.
A gnashing of teeth.
All right, well then, until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
This has been The Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum. Life and pigeons have to offer.